Hi everyone. Last night, I had some bizarre visions, and I thought I'll actually say a few words about that sort of stuff because it's difficult for many people to collide language with something from outside language. So first of all, what are visions that we may experience, be it whenever we're in meditation or whenever we're crossing the threshold of sleep, of dreaming state? In many cases, the stuff that happens, that our brain tries to project as a vision is, well, the mind, so says the mind, trying to make sense of emotional stuff. For example, you watched something weird or played a video game, something that affected you emotionally, and the brain is deciding what to do with it, which drawer to put it in. And it happens outside language, outside of semiotic space of symbols that you see during those visions. So, for example, you see 7 cows thin, 3 cows fat, and one of them is playing saxophone. It doesn't really mean that there will be 7 years of famine and 3 years of whatever. But what happens is, look at the emotional message, what sort of emotional chord that vision is striking with you. Don't try to count the cows. All right? Try to look beyond that. Those cows are just a such a weird biblical metaphor, right? Allegory. Those cows are just a projection of emotional state underneath. So it all becomes clear when you just strip the pseudo-symbolic layer, and all of a sudden it turns out that you were that you felt at peace watching something about countryside. I don't know, right? That's one way to look at things. If you think it's some sort of a download from some sort of spirit entity, that's also a good way to look at it. It's not what it says. It's secondary. Primary is what sort of emotional state does it put you in. And that's probably a very good indicator. Feel it with your heart. Try to put that message through your heart and filter it through there and see what chord it strikes with you. Also, you can recognize who was saying that. You know, what sort of vibrational color the entity had. If you feel it this way, not look at the words, but through the feeling, through the resonance, so to speak. So, if you don't focus on the words, if you don't focus on the process of digesting emotions, if you just listen to what's in the background and let it flow through you, not affect you, but like listening to a piece of music. The piece of music doesn't sing itself because it has a message, but it's because it's a piece of music. So you let the whole package flow through and see how it feels, right? There may be cases when something like that speaks words. Now, words are something that appears in the mind, in our 3D mind, right? Anything above 40 finds it very difficult to use words. I'm very suspicious whenever I hear words. Usually I say whenever it's words, it's the mind. It's the mind trying to interpret something. It's doing its thing. I shouldn't really be paying attention. So I recommend also a degree of caution whenever approaching something that speaks our language. What else? Right, that's it. So Pay no attention to symbols. Attention is probably the word I want to use here, right? Let it flow through and see what sort of emotional resonance it has with you. Look behind the symbols, but not with your mind, with your heart. And that's pretty much it. Enjoy your visions.